Hey, we're
Okay,
live.
there you go. Okay. Okay, so it's
Hi
not every day that
everyone.
we see all three of us in Brush with Artists. So welcome everyone. I'm Mary Manzano and I'm here with Cam and with Fabrianne. And we are Artstock PH.
Yes.
There.
And today you are
So
brushing with us. We are not necessarily artists, but we are the founders. Hello.
yes, there you
Mhm,
go.
mhm.
So let me just fix my Periscope. So every for those of you who are watching right now, hold on. Baka mag-feedback ako. So for those of you who are watching right now, we are currently live on Facebook, on YouTube, as well as in Periscope and Twitter Live. So I can see here that we've got two people watching. No, four, five. Okay, that's nice. All right, hello, Suan. Thank you for like every week. I can see you here watching Brush with Artists, and you're becoming one of my very first like early bird every time. So thank you again for watching. And hello, Annalie.
Hi,
Kumusta?
Annalie. Hi, Suan.
I'm so excited to see your painting launched for cognitive dissonance. So, what do we have in store for you guys tonight? So, tonight we are going to be talking about the brand and how we were building it. And also, we're going to be talking about the unique way that we choose or curate our artists because that's what we talked about. We wanted to curate artists and not artworks there,
Both.
and maybe
Not
anything
artists,
under the
not
sun,
just.
But
not just.
we start with curating artists. Yeah.
Yes, we
Yes.
can. just to clarify.
So maybe just to give you a backgrounder, the three of us founded Artstock PH at the beginning of. We started talking about it at the beginning of the enhanced community quarantine, and we decided that because the exhibits were being canceled all over the place, that we were going to provide a platform for the artists as well as the collectors to be connected to these artists in an online platform because that's what we're only allowed to do, right? So
Yes.
we didn't want to launch right away because, as you know, ECQ started March, but we launched in June. It took us that much time because we wanted to make sure that our process is sound, and we also wanted to make sure that once we do launch, that we'll be able to take care of our artists, artworks, and collectors as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm Mary. I'm the chief Imagineer. Cam is our brand boss, and Fab is the one responsible for curating our exhibits so far. So right now we've had two, and we have another one coming up next week.
Yes,
Okay.
it's called cognitive
It's called
dissonance.
cognitive dissonance,
And
right?
it is launching on November 4 at 8 p.m.
Yes, that's gonna be a Wednesday this time. So if you've been used to watching us every Thursday night at 8 p.m., our launches only happen on a Wednesday. So um, just mark your calendars. Please
Mm-hmm.
join us on November 4th so that you can meet our artists for cognitive dissonance. How many do we have for
I think we
this
we have 15, no?
We have 14 in this
14.
14?
batch. Yeah.
Okay.
So if so to those people who've been following all of our exhibitions in the past, so the two other exhibitions are actually a mix of abstract artists and figurative artists. So for cognitive dissonance, you'll be seeing more, I would say, figurative surrealism. So
Mhm.
these are all pieces that are created by artists who are in that sphere. So they're more on the realism side. So
Okay.
if you're into that type of art, you should watch out for that.
You should check it out.
Check it out.
Check it
Yeah.
out. Check it out.
So
Okay.
is cognitive dissonance about maybe we can talk about it a little bit because I know that we're gonna delve a little deeper when we do our launch, but is cognitive dissonance about realism, about realist paintings? What is it about?
You're on mute, Fab.
You're on mute.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So this is about my third live stream. Sorry, not live stream, video of the day. So compared to Mary, I know it's small, but cognitive dissonance is actually a collection of pieces that will be delving on cognitive dissonance, which is I would say it's not a medical term. It's a It's a psychology term, wherein whenever a person, actually you, me, Cam, Mary, everyone, whenever we're given situations and we're asked to do something or decide about something, and it's contradicting our self-professed, I would say,
Truth.
values, our self-professed
Truth.
principles, yeah, principles. Now you're put in a very difficult spot. So what do I mean when you're put on a very difficult spot? So now you're going to have to decide whether to say yes to something that is totally against your principle or totally against your values because it's necessary, or are you just, going to just say no? So this is the thought behind cognitive dissonance, and we'll be examining this phenomena, this happening with our 14 artists in this exhibit. So that's why it's not cognitive dissonance. That's the whole narrative of it. That's the concept. It's just that I believe that surrealism is a very it's a perfect way
Mhm.
to actually exhibit the
Mm-hmm.
concept. And I'm really glad and really excited to present the artworks for this collection, because these artists are really known to create such pieces, and I'm glad that they're now part of our Artstock PH community. So
We're
yeah.
gonna read the artist names just real quickly before we get into the rest of the show. So this exhibit, Cognitive Dissonance, is launching again November 4th at 8 p.m. and it features work from Annalie Angeles, Obrika Abay, Benedict Reyna, Elian, Erwin Kapati, Jello Fish, Arlan Jill, Isabel Montserrat Villaroman, Kalem, Kendall Colindon, LJ Navera, Mara Fabelia, Mariel Garcia, and Ted Beniflor. So please do check it
Yeah.
out. It's gonna launch with a live artist roundtable discussion, as we often do. So if you have questions ahead of time, please do send them over. But in the meantime, we're gonna talk about a little bit on how we actually select and put together these concepts and how we select artists and artwork. Um,
Yes.
Yeah.
so just on that, for example, just to give you a little background on what Artstock is about and what makes us unique versus other galleries. Artstock was founded on the idea of basically, since we had COVID, of course, everybody was stuck at home. Nobody could go to art shows. And aside from that, we also thought about how people are generally stuck at home and looking at walls and working from home, even. So you kind of have to think about how do we make their lives better? How do we empower the artists so that they
Mhm.
can still continue to share their art with the world despite the quarantine issues that we have? So that's how Artstock came about. I mean, the idea is it is an online gallery. We select artists based on both the effort to collaborate because Artstock, where this is an art platform, this is a collaborative art platform. We don't just want our, we're not the type of gallery to just say, okay, you should do this, you should do that. It's everything we do is in communication with the artists. And that's what Fab is doing a magnificent job at as well. So from there, we then come up together with the basic themes or ideas from it. The artists are also welcome to share their input. And then from there, we create the exhibit, we curate it, we post it online. And basically, anyone can go. We're open to all audiences. You don't have to be an experienced collector. You don't have to even know anything about art. I mean, as long as you appreciate beauty, as long as the artwork speaks to you, you are welcome on our platform. And we encourage you to please visit artstalkph.com.
That's right. Yeah. I echo that like 100%. Like we've always managed and then this is something that is a remnant of my conversation with Nasser Lubai last Tuesday night when we did his unfiltered show, and he said something about he knows that a lot of the galleries have been kind of moving towards an online platform, but deep inside hoping that things are gonna normalize and that everybody's gonna
Mm-hmm.
go and go back to going to exhibits. We also miss that because that's also something that we love to do.
Mm-hmm.
However, Artstock by itself, when it's founded, it was founded as an online platform and it will remain that way. And
Mm-hmm.
the primary reason for that is that an artwork cannot stay in in an exhibit for an indefinite period of time.
Mm-hmm.
There is a very short span of time where you can hang a painting there for people to appreciate. And so art stock, by virtue of it being online, we can let the artwork stay there for a lot
Mm-hmm.
longer. That's
Yeah.
really that exposure is what we were aiming for. But more
Mm-hmm.
than that, because it's called art stock, we are really aiming to expose the artists as well. Give them a better platform to talk about their art, to talk about their styles, and to talk about their journey uh,
To
in
all types of
creation, right?
audiences.
Yeah, to all types of audiences. So that's why we're trying to reach Facebook and YouTube and everywhere else, and we're doing it in all popular social media platforms. So yeah, if you have any questions for us, just feel free to put it in the comments, and we're going to be doing a quick walkthrough later of the site. I do have the site up right now, so just in case you're a collector and you want to know how do you go about it,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you're
Hopefully
if
that.
you've not done any online shopping before, which I doubt. I doubt that you've not done any online shopping considering COVID. But yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
Cam made an opening a while ago of our process of selection. So in the case, for example, of cognitive dissonance, did you select Fab? Did you select artists based on their ability to find that balance and to their ability to find that, um, to express uh, that theme that you want? What do you choose? Is
Yes.
it their body of work? Is it their visual style? What made you choose
Okay.
them?
So just to okay. So just to mention that actually with Arts Talk, we select artists that have already established their own visual style. These are the artists who already have a unique style that they're continuously developing. So it doesn't matter if you are 18 years old or you're 45 years old or 50 years old. If you've already established a unique visual style, you're open to collaborate on content, and you're open to talk to our audience about your art and share your inspiration, then that's pretty much our criteria for including you into our artist community. For
Mhm.
cognitive dissonance specifically, I chose the artists based on number one, their visual style. Definitely, I think that's my first criteria, because I've already established that when I was researching and writing the concept, I've already established that the best way to explore this narrative is to use surrealism, and it's quite fitting because our past exhibitions are are very mixed. We had a good mix of artists, beginning with our pioneer batch of artists for Hindsight is 2020. So this time I wanted to focus on figurative surrealist artists who are, I would say, emerging and are starting to get known with their visual styles. So that's number one. It was their visual style. And then number two, definitely how they can express their thoughts, their introspections with regards to our narrative. So those are the top two criteria. And I think the third one is being able to be present in social media because, let's face it, Artstock PH, we are on social media. We are online. And a major factor for us to consider artists to join our community is when they're comfortable using social media and they're comfortable actually posting about it and sharing about it, and they're talking artists for cognitive dissonance. And actually, that's how we select artists in general for all of our other exhibitions.
Mm,
Mhm.
okay.
Hello?
So I hope that everybody
Am
was
I
able
being
to hear that.
disconnected?
No, you're
Is
not.
there a delay?
We're able to hear you. There's just a delay with the video and audio, but I hope everybody was able to just hear that. So just to summarize what Fab said, she did say that she chooses based on at least art style chooses based on
Three
the
things.
artist's the visual style that
Mhm.
fits the narrative, and in this case, it's realism. And the second one is the ability to express it, right?
Mhm.
The ability to express um, based on the narrative that we've chosen, and also their willingness to be in social media, because
Yes.
again we are doing a lot of these live streams like twice a week. We are doing it with artists usually of our existing exhibition, but also from past exhibitions that
Mhm.
we have had. So with that, I'd like to just let Cam know and let Cam take you through the past
Yes.
exhibitions that we've had, past exhibits.
Okay. Thank you. So, for everybody, in case you haven't checked out the previous exhibitions, we launched actually last June, right? I think June.
Yes, June
Um, la-
24th. Yeah.
yes, last June, with hindsight is 2020. So hindsight is 2020. Is this was during basically like the peak of quarantine, like a collection of works that reflects our actions in retrospect. So this is where we invited the artists to really collect a lot of quarantine art as well, a lot of just pent up emotions and thoughts that they wanted to share, may it be positive or negative.
Mm.
And the idea for this is hopefully the art can get to somebody. Somebody will
Mhm.
see the art and be able to resonate with it, think
Yes.
about their life in hindsight,
Mhm.
and at the same time, hopefully, learn something or relate to something that can help them get through everyday things that were was happening at the time.
Yes.
So with yes, so with this, some of our artists include 1111, Alfonso Recto, Analil Angeles de Policarpio, Chino Carlo, Ian Inoy, Ina Carjolin, Ireland Jill, Isabel Barredo del Mundo, Jane Cuevas, Jan Rocabiles, Mara Fabelia, Mariel Garcia, Nasser Lubay, Summer Dikia, Sunshine Tidoro, and Woman Create.
Hi,
Mary,
everybody.
Mary, maybe you can scroll up so that people can see the site a bit more.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can see here, guys, a lot of mixed art. Just like we have some mix of collages, some acrylic, oil, some beautiful framing as well. And yeah, just we hope you can check it out when you have some time today. The second exhibit actually is called Electric Youth. So coming from like basically what was quote unquote the darkness or the black hole of ACQ, we now head into the positivity of it, like focusing more on the happiness that hopefully most of us have found through the introspection that we were forced into by the quarantine. And Electric Youth is precisely that. It's a collection of very vibrant pieces, musing on
Yes.
the impression of youthful energy and just kind of like bringing us back to who we are as kids and how we can use that to empower ourselves and empower other people. So you'll see a lot of the artwork here, very, very colorful. We have works from, hold on, we have works from Ivy Pangilinan, Paulo Prosellas, Can Ramos, Suert Asejo, Cab Nob,
Zero
Two
to zero,
Star,
seven.
Star,
Yeah.
uh, Pat Prades, Ian Storm, Gian Rose Gomez, Eli Kial, Karen
Yeah.
Reyes, John Mayargas or John Magnus, um,
Astrid.
Astrid, yes, Astrid and Kiara Gunn and Fitz Ramos. Actually, just
It's
on
Herrera.
Fitz, I just wanted to show you guys. Actually, like I actually have his piece at my apartment right now, if you can see it.
Yeah,
So
Yes.
that
I
sounds
love it.
yeah.
yeah, so there you go. Like, it's really happy, like, just very, very positive, just to cheer everybody up during the tough times. And aside from those two exhibits, we've also begun to collect or put together mini collections on our website, just pulling certain types of artwork that have similar narratives or similar styles, such as femininity. So in Femininity, these are a collection of both listings. So if you didn't know Artstock PH, we also accept art listings, of course, within the criteria. And you'll see here some of the wonderful art that we have had so far. Some from Summer de Guia, Chino Carlo, Annalie Angeles, who is also in Cognitive Dissonance, Jane Cuevas, Woman Create, and the like. So
Yes.
yeah, that's our
Yeah.
site so far. Um,
Let's
should we go
do,
into the blogs or
yeah,
yeah?
spotlight.
Yes. So on our page, and we're hoping to expand this in the long run. Now that we've had our process a little bit more put together, um, for this Fab creates really wonderful curators notes just to be a little bit more in depth on the exhibits. If you want to learn a bit more about the thought process and the artists who are part of it, we also have, and we're very happy to have guest artist writers such as Bea Policarpio. She put it together this really cool article on how to stay inspired. And moving forward in next month, we're going to have some guest interviews and just a sneak peek on the behind the scenes on how artists make their art. So first up with that would be Ireland Jill and Zar. So very excited to have that for you guys.
Yeah. I'm also quite excited because, again, I like that all of these things that we are currently doing right now, where it was part of what we had in the works way, way back when we started to plan out Artstock PH. And I'm going to go back to one of the things that Cam did say in our first brush with Artstock. This is our
Yeah.
second, by the way. This is not our first brush with Artstock. We did kind of we flipped it the last time, and this time we just decided to at least focus on what we're doing for our art stock. So the last time I remember, Cam said that one of the things that she's really proud of is the process that we currently have. So there. So
Yeah.
maybe before, I know that Cam won't stay with us for a long, long time. We have like 5 more minutes with her. So
Yes.
I'm going to be asking her what she thinks she's really proud of when it comes to the art stock process.
Yes. So on this, we're just gonna toot my and our own horns for a little bit. So for those who didn't know, except for Fab, Mary and I actually did not start in the art industry. Events and now into digital marketing and advertising. And Mary is actually a very cool like online trainer
Yeah.
for
Guru,
teachers all around the world.
Google Guru.
also check out Google GTech Guru. And Mary and Fab have met much earlier than we did, all the three of us. And Fab and I used to work together in a co-working space earlier this year. Wow, that was just, it felt like so long ago with the quarantine and everything.
No, it
um,
feels like forever since you guys are. This is like a totally different. 2020 has just really changed a lot of lives.
yeah,
Um,
for the better.
yeah, for the better.
So our strengths, actually, our core strengths, Mary, since she's into a lot of training, very, very good at manualization and making sure that systems are in place so that things can be replicated by the team when, let's say, one of us is busy with other things, then the rest can kind of take over. On the other hand, I'm in project management and promotions, so marketing. So with Mary's expertise and Fab's art savvy, we're now able to put it together and create actually the process. So
Yeah,
Mary said earlier that it actually took us I think about 2 months just to finalize the whole workflow, because to us, um, a lot of people who start companies, they always want to push their product right away.
yeah,
We know we're not a big company, not yet, at least, fingers crossed. Um, but the thing with us is we wanted to kind of get to that point of our process, just and our process, when we mean process, this is like we're approaching this like full-on manual, parang asana.
yes,
uh, so coming from
agree.
actually art selection criteria, going into now the communication, how do we communicate to the artist? So we created a brand book around it. See, as early as pre-planning, we already had a brand book. We already had a brand story. Then from there, coming into now, okay, what if the artist says no? What if the artist says yes? What if we're not aligned with how they want to go about the vision? So we've also included now there, okay, this is how we can compromise, plan A, plan B, plan C, until we got to the point na logistics. So one thing with Artstock actually, which is really cool and we're very proud of, all the art that people purchase, all the art that we have on our site are actually kept by the artists themselves.
Yes,
So this allows the artists the freedom to also have it, keep it the way they like. And Fab came up now with a really cool packing procedure process so that once the artwork is purchased, the shipping and everything else will be secured. We also have some discussions with our artists and our shipping handlers just to ensure that the art is arrives in perfect condition. And
yeah,
let's say if sometimes I mean sometimes there are things that you can't help, like really really hot weather, and sometimes it affects the art. So part of our mantra as well is service to both artists and customers. So we figured out a way in our process on how we can all work together to serve our clients while also giving um, what's the word? While also giving the artist an opportunity to fix
yes.
things. Yes. So yeah, we're super proud of that. We want to take that system and apply it to our company large scale, and eventually help other galleries, help other people have a similar concept so that we can help all the artists in the long run.
I agree. I really like that. I'm actually quite proud of that as well. For those people who probably have been watching Brush with Artists for a while, I did work in compliance and business process analysis for quite a bit of time. I think for around 8 years. So bringing that into art stock really helps. I really feel that each of us would not have been able to do this alone. Like it really took the
Definitely
three of
not.
us. Right. It took the three of us. We the three of us has that, like we all have that element that we needed to put in to art stock to make it work. So yeah, and Cam's project management expertise or brand savviness is all there. I really like it, and she's responsible for making things look pretty actually for our social media and
Yes.
making sure that everything looks beautiful as well as the website. And without the artists that have trusted us, in the last how many months now, over a quarter. And we really, really are grateful for them because we are basically an unknown in this industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they still gave us a chance. So, artists, I really would like to let you know that
Thank
we
you.
are extremely grateful. Thank you.
Mm.
And I hope you continue trusting us by consigning your art with us, because not because you've been part of one exhibit that you can stop. It doesn't stop
Mhm.
there. Just go
Mm-mm.
ahead and use Artstock as a place for you to showcase your artwork, right?
Yes.
And I feel that
Yes.
one of the things that I'm really proud of when it comes to our process, Cam, is not just the whole branding, etc., that we have, but also the handling of the end to end, right? The
Mm-mm.
artist playbook that we've been able to give them, the direction that we are able to give the artists at the beginning. They know what to expect. Uh, they know from start to finish whether this art, how it's going to be handled, who's going
Mm-mm.
to be, excuse me, handling it. I'm looking at the time. It's 8:32. So Cam, just let me know if
I have
you.
3 minutes left.
Yay!
Um,
3 minutes.
so if anybody has, hello everybody. If you guys have questions, now is the time. If it is
Yeah,
about branding,
I am.
um,
Mm-mm.
I'm a little. I'm the kind of person who really likes to be very strict with time, and I know that. I know that everybody who's ever attended Brush with Artists before, I know that you guys consider me a little bit of a timer Nazi, and
Yeah,
I am a timer Nazi.
she
I teach
is.
teachers. I run demo
no, it's
slams.
good. That's
Right. So
usually
if I
good for
say
that.
2 minutes, 2 minutes is all you have. Then 2 minutes is all you have for your demos.
Yep.
So there. By the way, I'd like to say hello to Mara. Hi, Mara, for watching.
Hey, Mara.
There.
Mara's
I
also going
am.
to be with us for cognitive dissonance, by the way,
Yes,
guys.
she
So
is.
watch
She
out for her
is.
art.
She does amazing. These
Collage work.
really good, amazing collage work. And I think
Collages.
she still has one more in the Artstock website. She still has a lavish bouquet,
Mm-mm.
which is one of her artworks as well. I love that. So, guys, let us know if I'm gonna take you through once. Cam has to leave us later, but I'm gonna take you through as a collector. How are you going to browse the site?
Yes.
What questions you might have. So we do have some frequently asked questions that we're going to address, as well as how do you contribute, like to the art industry? How are you gonna support? How are we gonna support our Filipino art community, because that's really what we're all about here. The platform is not about us, it's about the
The
artists,
artist.
and it's also about you, the collector. You want to start looking at art? Yes, you have to
Okay,
go.
I
I can
do.
see why.
I only
Come,
have
I'm
one
so
question.
happy.
I know. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so happy the internet cooperated today. One of the very, very few
Yes.
times. um, so before I go, I just again want to thank everyone, and of course my partners Fabrianne and Mary, without whom Artstock will not be what it is now. And I just want to let you know, we want to let everybody know that we are dedicated to your enjoyment of art, and as well as for empowering artists to share their art with the world. So thank you so much
Mm.
for having me on the show. I miss you guys. Um,
Yeah. We might have you on the show more often,
I
right?
know. I
Yes.
forgot na the monthly prepay, and so
Yeah.
far it's much better.
Sometimes, no.
Yes.
Sometimes that's much better. But I hope that by next week we're gonna
So
be
please,
here for the,
yeah.
yeah, hopefully on Wednesday. All three of us
When
will
we
be
launch.
there to do the launch.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye. Good night. Thank you so much,
Good
Cam.
night. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
There. So Fab, like what I said earlier, you did explain what cognitive dissonance was all about. I just would like to ask though, were you trying to, did you ask them whether the pieces are just going to think about achieving the balance, like in your mind?
Mm.
Uh, because that's what cognitive dissonance is all about, right? For those people who just tuned in, what we've done is what we're going to be doing next week is an exhibit around that. What happens to your mind when, or what happens to you? What action do you take whenever you're asked to do something that is not aligned to your values, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, did you when you told me earlier that you chose them based on their visual styles? Is it because they've done similar work before, or they've done exhibits that are around the same line?
Not exactly. No, no, I don't think they've done similar exhibits. It's just that their themes, their usual subjects themselves. I mean, as artists, as individual artists, is within the narrative, which is
Mhm.
amazing. So, like for example, RC Camarines, who's Alien,
Mhm.
um, actually creates works that are within the realm of mental health awareness and introspection. So, which is really cool. And when you look at his Instagram feed, you would see that even if we choose one of his older piece, it would still fit the narrative. So,
Yeah.
which I find really cool. Yeah.
So, for those people who are watching, also, if you're an artist, I know that Fab a while ago detailed what are we looking for in an artist in Artstock PH, and I know that there are many people who have asked to be part of Artstock, and believe us when we tell you that we've actually said no to some of them. We've said no to a lot of them. We don't just get anybody in Artstock as well, because like I said, we curate our artists. So
Mm-mm.
examine yourself. What are the things that you're going to have to ask yourself before you try to consign your art with us, or you try to sign up as an
Mm-mm.
artist for
Send your
Artstock page? Yeah. So what are the things that you need to ask yourself? Like, if I was an artist and I want to be consigning my art as well to Artstock, what should I
mm-mm.
ask myself um, to make sure that I actually get in, or do I fit the criteria that we're looking for?
Okay, number one is do you already have a signature visual style? So to those who are first timers watching brush with artists, um, I'd like to talk about visual style as I think the key for artists to one establish themselves in the industry, and two, to actually start selling their art. Why? Because for an artist to have a signature visual style, it means that you've already figured out that, okay, I want to be known with this style, and I'm going to develop this. So now, wherever I go, I know that, oh, okay, that's a Mariel Garcia piece. Oh, okay, that's a Czar piece, So I think that's very important. So that's number one. Number one is you ask yourself, have you established your own visual style? And if not yet, what can I do to start figuring it out and actually start working towards arriving at your own visual style. That's number one. I'm really proud of our roster of artists in Artstock PH. I'm very proud that they all have their signature visual styles, and they all have emerging careers. I'm very happy for them. I think number two would be it's actually very simple. Do I have an Instagram account? Because there are a lot of applications. Actually, not a lot. That's an exaggeration. There are a few applications where they don't have Instagram accounts, and we like to be social. We like to be present online, and one major platform that we use to share the art and our message is Instagram. So if you don't have Instagram yet, I think, and you're an artist, I think it's time for you to create an Instagram account. And it also works as your, you have your own curated 3 by 3 uh, portfolio. So now you get the chance to show your art to a select audience, and at the same time be connected with, be social with the art industry, because the visual community is just really vibrant on Instagram. So yeah, what
That's
else? Did
true.
I forget anything? Yeah, I think those
No,
are
just
the
posting
those are
stuff.
the top.
Yeah, just need to figure out your signature visual style, and then um, yeah, and
Impressive.
have an Instagram account. I think
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna add a little bit more to that because the
Yes,
first,
please.
since I handle the logistics for art stock as well, uh, if you're, I would prefer that you are in Metro Manila. Like the actually the nearer you are, the better for us to be able to arrange shipping for the artworks. However, we're going to be, of course, opening this up nationwide as
Eventually, yeah.
well. Again, that's the roadmap that we do have for Artstock PH. That we really would like to get more artists from different places, not just here in Luzon, not just here in Metro Manila, also in Visayas and Mindanao. We've got amazing artists all over the Philippines, and we would really like for them to be part of Artstock. We currently have 42 artists right now in Artstock PH and a lot more artworks, and so we really would like to add to that. There's a lot of room for us to grow, and so we need to make sure that our logistics are also able to grow with the demand for artworks. So for people who are thinking, should I buy art during the pandemic? Should you? What do you think about that, Fab? Should you buy art during the pandemic?
For me, there's no real, how do I say it? Like for me, you can buy art anytime you feel it. It's not, oh, pandemic, mura yung art ngayon. It's not really that,
Mhm.
because I think when you buy art, you have to buy art that resonates with you, or like has a pull
Mhm.
with you.
So are you saying that there are two types of collectors? Like if you're, we're not generalizing here, but there are many different types of collectors. There are collectors who just want something on their wall to decorate their homes. We have some people who buy art because they really are avid fans or patrons of specific artists and really would like to collect artworks from specific artists. And we also have collectors that are doing this as an investment as well, as a future investment and something that they can give as an inheritance or to give away as a possible future source of revenue. So there are many
Mm-mm.
different types of collectors, and really we do not discriminate. So when we say that art does not discriminate and art stock as well does not discriminate, we are welcoming all types of collectors, to take a look at the art that we have.
Mm-mm.
We do have a price range as well, just to let everybody know. So for those collectors who are watching right now, or prospective collectors, budding collectors, you still don't know whether you should collect art or not. Maybe it's too expensive. Maybe it's not something that you should start doing right now. Well, let me tell you something. There is no better time than now, to begin something that you've always been interested in. So whatever
Mm-mm.
it may be collecting art, it may
That's
be
what.
taking up a hobby, doing a new craft. There's no better time than now. And I think that COVID, in a way, has given everybody an opportunity to delve, to have a little bit more introspection, to delve deeper into what interests them and makes them happier,
Mm-hmm.
because that is what we all found out. Without all the trappings of going out, without the trappings of being out, out and about, with all of those being gone, right? All of the travel being halted, we now have to take a look at, like, inside ourselves, what are the things that would make us satisfied, fulfilled, and happy. So art is one of those things. It's not food, everybody. It's not as essential, as food, but I always say that art is like food for your soul. So if it's something that if you are feeling that maybe I'd like my walls are like way too empty right now, or there's something that would an artwork that you see that really perks you up, makes you not forget the current situation, but more thrive regardless of the situation, then yes, um, take a look at maybe collecting, you know, and just know that when you do collect art, and if you collect art through us, then you are actually helping the Filipino art community as well. Because that's, again, we cannot do physical exhibits at the moment. I know that some galleries have already started opening, doing some private appointments, right? But even then, it's not the same. So if you have any more questions around it, we do have a little bit of a chat. Let me show you this. So when you go to our website, let me just walk you through just a little bit on the site. When you go to our website and you're trying to look for art, there is a search field right there at the top. So you can just search for maybe a keyword there. And we do have the collections here under Discover Artworks. And if you have any questions, uh, let me just remove a little bit my overlay so that you can see it there. So you'll see here that there is a small chat button there. So if you have any questions at all, just click on the chat button and we'll be able to answer your questions. So we also do have our email there. So under About Us and at the bottom of the page, you can also sign up for our newsletter there. So if you would like to contact us, we are contactable in all of the social media icons that you see there on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, as well as YouTube. So you can just send us a message there. We are at ArtstockPH everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So why am I saying that? The reason is every collector that I've spoken with, they usually have a few questions before they actually take the plunge and begin collecting, especially when they're new. And this is really one of our major goals, right, Fab? One of our major
Yes.
goals is we really would like to connect our new collectors to the art that is available in the market. So you don't have to go to a gallery and see what's available. We are already giving you a really good set of curated artists and their artwork, and we can definitely go behind this. Okay, we can go behind the fact that our artists are some of the best contemporary artists here in the Philippines right now. Okay, so we're really, really, really proud of them.
Best in
We're
the
not joking
business.
when we say that. Diba? We are really, really proud of them. And if you get any of their art, just know that you're getting an artwork from a Filipino artist that is either making their name or has already made their name
Mm.
in the industry. Okay? So that's a good thing. And another thing is that since that's one of our goals, we would like to let collectors know to reach out to us if you have any questions at all, like about, is it framed? Is the artwork framed? Do you know anybody who could help us with framing? Like how soon can we have the artwork? Do we have to wait until the exhibit is over before we can have the artwork, etc., etc.? I've entertained all sorts of questions. We've made payment easy as well because we found that sometimes it's harder to actually make these payments too. So we wanted to make the payment methods as easy as possible for our collectors. So you can purchase these artworks via PayPal, using your credit card, your debit card, using bank deposit, using GCash as well. So those are our current payment methods. So we try to add to that as well. Like I said, our roadmap is to expand. So our roadmap is to expand the services that we offer and also to expand the number of artists that we carry. And we keep doing that slowly but surely. So
Yes.
when we started in June 24, we started with 17 artists that are part of Hindsight is 2020, and we are now at 41 artists and still growing. So just if you're an artist and you feel that you fit the criteria that we just said, and you would like to be part of a future exhibition that we have as well, please reach out to us. And if you feel like you still have quite a way to go or maybe some stuff to improve, still reach out to us because we would still like to review your portfolio, still would like to see it. And maybe we can give you a bit more pointers about what it is that we are looking for. Okay, so don't be afraid to reach out to us about that. And if you're a collector and you have any questions about whether or not you should start collecting right now, and if you talk to me, my answer will always be yes. My answer will always be yes. I will not hesitate to tell you there is no better time than now. And it's not because of how um, they said cheap art is. It's not. It never is. You can never really put a price on happiness. So do not put a price to the feeling that you get when you look at an art piece. So never put a price on that. But I can say that the art pieces that we have currently on the site are very affordable. So what is our price range? So I have a question like here. What is our price range? Somebody texted me, ano bang price range nyo, Mary? Afford ko ba yan? So our price range currently is we are ranging from, because we do have some paper pieces as well. We have some paper pieces and we also have some pieces that are a lot larger. We have a 48 inch by 48 inch piece. We have had bigger pieces, and we also have pieces from artists that have been established artists for the last what, a decade and a half or 2 decades even. So for those pieces, we are looking at a range of anywhere between 5,000 to 150,000, which is in the art world still quite affordable.
Yeah.
So I know that everybody likes to shop, like at least women. You have your own poison, right? I have my shoes and yarn. I love I love to buy shoes and I love to buy yarn. And how about you, Fab? What is it that you like to collect?
Wow. That's a difficult
Black
question.
clothes. Black
Yeah, I
clothes.
would say black clothes. Yeah, but I've started collecting art also, but you know, which I'll show you sometime. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think eventually art. Yeah. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I do love. I like collecting yarn because I'm a crocheter, so you can never have enough. I'm a yarn addict. So if you want to throw yarn my way, that's my Instagram handle right there. Just let me know if you have destashing stuff happening. So the other thing is with art, I just have to warn you when you start, it's very difficult to stop because you would have that collecting spirit. So start small. That's my take on it. If you've never collected art before, start with something that resonates with you. And if you
Yes.
feel that it's a little too expensive for your taste, right? Um, talk to us. We might have an option for you, so we can work with you, whatever your budget would be. And if you're thinking to outfit like your house, you let us know because we really like challenges like that. We really like working with collectors like that. So I'd like to say hello to Woman Crate, to Marika Kalyangan. Hi, Marika. Hello. I still remember the last time when you did a quick fire here. So that's the reason why you're not in this live stream. Okay, so with that, guys, I'm going to be ending this unless you have any more questions, because that's really all it is for me. I like that Cam was able to join us in the first half of
Yes.
the show, and she was able to take you through what is important to us. So we are gonna have, just to let you know, we are gonna have again an exhibit next week. The opening of the exhibit is gonna be on November 4th at 8 p.m. And it will be in these same platforms on Facebook, YouTube, as well as on Twitter Live. Okay, so we really would like you to share that. Just look for the cognitive dissonance poster that you're gonna see on our pages. Please share it. Please share it with your fellow collectors. Please share it with any art aficionado that you know, and we really would appreciate your support. Okay, and Fab, do you have any last words for our audience?
Yes, and to the artists who want to be part of our community of bold and funky artists. Yeah, you can go ahead, visit our site and go to what's that link, Mary?
Okay, let me share it just
Go to
so
our
everybody knows. So if you're an artist, just scroll down to the very bottom of the page and you'll be able to see it. Let me just zoom it for everybody who wants to see it. So here you can see, hold on, I'm zooming the wrong page. Let me zoom it right now. So at the bottom of the page, you can see the links there. There's an artist sign up and just click on the artist sign up page and let me click on it so that you can see. So if you want to be an art stock page artist, we have an FAQ right here. You can sign up here. It will lead you to a form there. So you just have to make sure that that you're ready. So be ready with your Instagram link. Be ready with the link to your maybe your Facebook or your portfolio. Okay. So be ready to just answer some of the questions. You know what? I'm gonna click on the link so that you'll know what is in store for you. Okay. There. So this is just a form. So there you go. So we just need a few things from you. Of course, the usual contact details. If you have an alias, so we've got a few artists in Artstock PH that have their real name as well as their aliases. So if you have an alias, just put it out here. If you let us know how you heard about us and what your visual arts form is. If you don't find your visual arts form in the list, it's quite an extensive list. You just put other and you put in your particular visual arts form there. And then if you have links to your artwork, just put the links to your artwork here. You can put as many as you want. Just comma separate if you could. I should be adding that there as well. If you have an Instagram, just put your link to your Instagram here, a link to your Facebook, and if your art is already available online, and if you're already selling your art online, then please put a link here to your online art listings, and of course your bio draft. So if you have a bio already prepared, maybe a LinkedIn profile, your background story, please let us know and put it in here. Okay. So I am not able to click on next right now because it's just a disclaimer. But yeah, so that's what we currently have. All right. So yeah, so basically, everybody, I just would like to again thank everyone who joined us tonight. Thank you for watching. And again, if you have any questions, please don't forget to reach out to us. I'm available to answer any of your questions. I'm at Quite Contraire in Instagram, or just reach out to arts.ph anywhere in these social media channels. Okay, so thanks everybody, and good night, everyone. Bye bye.